Hello, my name is John Seville, and this is a citizen's alert. IREA smart meters are coming to Elbert County. Should you be concerned? The new term for smart meters used by energy companies, and even though we're addressing IREA because that's our energy company for many or most of us in Elbert County, the new term or phrase is advanced metering infrastructure. Now, apparently, there can be some nuances. This could be more about the systems versus the devices themselves, traditionally called smart meters since around 2007 when they started being deployed, or it's a bit of a misdirection to avoid all the stigma and concerns around smart meters. So what do I mean? Well, if we were to do a simple search, as I did in Google, we would discover that smart meters will bring up 252 million hits, 252 million hits. So apparently there's a lot of interest around what smart meters are, what the risks are associated with them, and all the issues surrounding those. So why should you do your research? Number one, the promise of cost savings has been elusive. A lot of the energy companies are promising with smart meters that there's going to be discounts and cost savings. If you, for instance, use your heavy appliances at off-peak hours, you might see credits, but that's not typically what's been happening. Most of these energy companies are not deploying any kind of credits. Now, IREA says AMI will open the door for cost-saving programs. The problem is I have no idea what opening the door means. And another interesting thing here is no additional cost to customers. Now, I've been a part of hundreds of IT projects with heavy software, hardware, implementation fees in the millions and tens of millions of dollars. How in the world can they deploy thousands of these advanced smart meters with all of the infrastructure and it not cost the customers anything? In fact, maybe the good question would be, number one, who's paying for this? And then number two, why? Second reason you want to be concerned and do your research is fire hazards. There are records of these spontaneously combusting and burning down homes. Number three, radiation or electronic magnetic frequency emissions that are causing sickness and causing headaches, not in everyone, but in many individuals, especially if the device is put next to a room on the outside of the house. A fourth concern is security. Remember, these are going to be streaming data back and forth, sending thousands of pieces of data, your information, and it'll supposedly be encrypted, which it probably will be. But any security person, whoever tells you they can safeguard and guarantee you your data will be safe, you want to just turn around and walk into the opposite direction. Fifthly, privacy, and this is a huge issue. Just what data out of your home are they transmitting? Electricity usage patterns, when you're home, when you're not at home. I'm fairly confident it'll go down to signatures at the device level, when your TVs are on, when they're not, what devices you have in your house, let alone all the additional pieces of data that they may be streaming out of your house. Privacy is a huge concern. Utility Dive website said this: smart meters at the top have always been controversial, though not always for the same reason. It's only been a decade since the Wall Street Journal ran the story, Smart Meter, Dumb Idea. While debate over health impacts has quieted, and I'll explain why in just a second, in 2011, protesters took over a California Public Utilities Commission meeting and forced regulators to allow customers to opt out of Pacific Gas and Electric's rollout. More recently, privacy concerns have grown as the amount and type of data the devices can collect has broadened. Whatever we were told in the initial rollout of these has broadened the type and amount of data being streamed. Smart meters issues wound up in front of the United States Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit this year, with a panel of judges concluding readings from smart meters constitute a warrantless search, an infringement upon your privacy. Now, is everybody adopting this? If you even consider opting out, as your right is, and we'll see in a moment how it's on the website, is everybody, though, opting in? And the answer is no. Look here at the advanced meter penetration rate here. It's actually slowing, roughly 50% choosing to adopt and have these brought onto their property and even installed on their house, and about 50 saying not interested. Fifth reason that you want to do your research is because you have the right to opt out. You have the right to make a different decision. I'm not suggesting you should, but what I am suggesting is you want to understand what you're getting into. You want to be an informed customer if you're going to go forward. Now, if you want to find the information, you want to go to the IREA website under frequently asked questions. You're going to scroll down quite a bit, and you're going to come to one part before we even get to opt out, and that is, will IREA share customer data with third parties? Well, they won't share it with third parties, but they might very well sell it to third parties. Picking up on the yellow highlight, IREA will not share personally identifiable customer information obtained by the AMI system with any third party, including government agencies. Now, read carefully, and if an IREA representative were to see this and this is wrong, I'll be glad to correct it. But what it appears to be saying is they're not going to share your personal information. Now, it doesn't mean they're not going to sell the thousands of data points streaming out of this device. And I want to ask you, if you happen to be a database administrator, how hard would it be to take that data stream with a unique identifier on the device, the smart meter, and match that up with account information, repackage that, and then release it or sell it? I'm not suggesting IREA would be doing this maliciously. It could be through a hack. We don't know at this point. But that streaming data is going to be valuable to third parties. Finally, at the bottom of the FAQ page, we come to the opt-out information. And unfortunately, you're going to be a little bit concerned, maybe even angered, like I was at what I discovered. IREA's rates and regulations allow customers to opt out of AMI upon certain terms and conditions. Sounds like good news, including payment of non-standard meter charges. An AMI opt-out requires a one-time fee of $80 to set up a non-standard meter, a less advanced, simpler meter. Wonder even if the same meters might actually be there. This setup might not even be a physical setup. And a recurring fee of $20 on each monthly bill. Now, wait a minute. So if I say yes to the program, even with the risk, if I say yes, it's free. This advanced metering system and the implementation and all that is free to me. Now, if I do have a concern and I go, you know what, it's just more risk that I want to take on, at least at this point, then I'm going to be held hostage and penalized. I'm going to be charged $80 for a less advanced meter, and they're going to bill me $240 a year because I chose not to be a part of their program. It even gets worse if you look at the final highlighted section. Opt-out is not available to all customers, so you may not even have the option if you want to do this. And I thought, isn't this interesting that I'm opting out of this very expensive advanced smart metering solution? Where's my credit? It's going to be free if I buy in, but if I opt out and go with just a non-standard type of simpler meter, where's my credit for the fact I'm not costing them to implement this expensive device on my property? Very, very concerning. So what should you do? Do your research on smart meters, not advanced metering infrastructure. There's a good chance that's just misdirection. Remember, how many hits did we get when we did a Google search on smart meters? 252 million hits. Lots of questions and concerns. And I'm going to provide some links to get you started in this. In fact, at the end of this, you're going to be able to click on a link that's going to take you to an excellent documentary, which is where, if you have the time, I would start. It's called Take Back Your Power 2017, award-winning 6 awards for this documentary on this whole issue. Great place to start. Secondly, discuss this with your spouse. This is really a big decision the two of you need to make together. What are you going to do? What additional research do you need to do? And finally, make the right decision for your family. I'm not suggesting one way or the other what you should do for your family. I know what we're choosing to do, but I'm not in a position to say this is the right decision for you. Just be an informed consumer and customer. IREA smart meters are coming to Elbert County. If this video has been helpful, please share it with friends and neighbors before it's too late. Thank you for watching.